Hello, I'm David from David's Way to Health and Fitness. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about my latest article titled Newbie Dieter Mistakes. Folks, in America we have a problem. It's a healthcare problem where 68% of our nation are either overweight or obese. And it's contributing to our rising cost of healthcare. And I don't know about you, but for myself, I think it's gotten pretty ridiculous when my health insurance is now costing me about $400 more per month than the mortgage on my home. But we don't have to. We can't control what the insurance companies are going to charge us. But there are things we can do to mitigate our health care cost. Namely, we need to feed our bodies right with good, whole, healthy foods, and get in exercise. As much as what you can exercise with your doctor's permission, of course. But anyhow, losing weight is critical. If you have a weight problem. When we're overweight, we have problems with type 2 diabetes, metabolic issues, heart problems and such. But these things are all preventable through good nutrition and exercise. We don't have to get in that situation. We have problems now where we have people wind up in nursing homes prematurely simply because they can't take care of any of their basic functions of life anymore, personal hygiene, stuff like that, and this can all be tied right back to our, how well we take care of our bodies. And your biggest way to combat health problems is simply to eat good, whole, healthy foods, cut out your added sugars, your unhealthy fats, your processed foods. That's what we recommend at David's Way to Health and Fitness. Eat whole, healthy foods. But people go about dieting, and what we have a 95% failure rate in America. People go on diets and they either lose a little bit of weight and then they quit their diet and they put all their weight back on, or they just crash and burn right off the get-go. And a lot of this has to do with the lack of nutritional knowledge, or people are just wanting to take shortcuts. And the evidence on the shortcuts is the fact that there's numerous fad diets out there a person can follow. And when you go to your your grocery store, your drugstore, you name it, you can find all kinds of weight loss products out there, and they're all garbage. You don't need them, you don't want them. Some of them are, will do nothing for you. Some of them can actually harm your health, okay? Just don't even waste your money on it. And some people is going to tell you that, well, it's too expensive for me to eat healthy, but really it's not. When you eat whole, healthy foods, you eat less than you do when you're eating junk foods. That's just a fact. You might spend a little bit more on a grocery store, but you're going to spend less on feeding yourself. And the other part is you're just not going to spend as much on health care. Like I say, there's so many elements out there that are just directly tied to our poor nutrition. But if you've tried and failed with diets, you're not alone. Sometimes this comes from a lack of awareness on good nutrition. We're here to educate you with these things. That's Brenda Sue and I. We've written over 1,200 articles to help you with this, and it's all free to you. We don't charge anything to access the website, to be able to read all this. But I want to talk a little bit further, about people when they fail. A lot of people, they fail because their hearts aren't into it, and a lot of it's got to do with they're making excuses, why they can't lose weight. And you just got to drop all your excuses. One of the things we hear is, well, I got a hormonal problem. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, well, did your doctor diagnose you with the hormone problem, or are you just guessing that you have one because you're overweight? If you truly have a hormonal issue, your thyroid is giving you problems, you need to go to your doctor, and actually you need to see an endocrinologist, to get that straightened out. But the reality is, it's only about 3% of the population actually have problems with their thyroid. Uh, People, they like to blame it on their genetics. It's like, well, we're all big boned in my family, and we're just all heavy. Well, genetically you can be big boned. That's a fact. Some people are tall, some people are short, some people have larger frames than others. We're a melting pot of individuals. But that doesn't mean that just because your family has had a weight problem that you also have to suffer weight problems. A lot of times it's not truly genetic. You may have a genetic propensity towards gaining weight, but that doesn't mean you have to be overweight. You can be big boned, you can come from a family of large people, and you can still manage to keep your body at a healthy body fat percentage. That's just a fact. You can't make any kind of scientific argument against that. And the next thing we hear, a lot of women say, well, I've had a baby now, and I can't help it that I'm fat. Well, yeah, you had a baby, and I get it, and your schedule's changed. So what you got to do is you have to adjust your scheduling so that you still eat correctly and get some kind of exercise in. I know what it's like to be a parent. I've never been a mother, obviously, but there are things you can do. You don't want to get caught up into making excuses. You don't have the time to do this, that, and the other. If you got time to Netflix and chill, or you got time to go to drive-thrus and stuff to get food for your family, you've got time to cook whole healthy foods. And surely to goodness, you can find a half hour a day, to get in your exercise needs. I can't believe that you're that busy. It's all about prioritizing. You got to make your good health a priority going forward. And we see all kinds of mistakes. A lot of people, we deal with a lot of people that also they don't understand nutrition. Used to be when I was in school, they used to teach you about nutrition, usually in home ec and health classes. I don't even know if they really do that so much across the nation anymore. If not, we need that reincorporated. But we've encountered people at David's Way that we've helped that really had a lack of understanding of carbohydrates, the difference between complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates, and the importance of knowing the difference. And we've had people that don't know what protein is. So if you want to lose weight, you're going to have a good working knowledge of nutrition. You don't have to be at a scientific level, but you need to know a little bit. You need to know that your body only needs so many calories per day, and if you exceed those calories, you're going to gain weight. As simple as that. So whatever your body type is, no matter what your circumstance is, you have to adjust your caloric intake. And if you're eating sugary foods, they're addictive. They make you want to eat more. You never feel full or satisfied. I know. I'm sugar addicted. I'm sorry, excuse me. I know what it's like to get those carbohydrate cravings. We call them hangry. You're so hungry, you're angry now. I know what it's like. I've been there. I've suffered it. I stand 5'7", and I weigh 184 pounds at about 10% body fat. But at 5'7", I've also weighed about 250 pounds with a 42-inch waist and body fat percentage probably up around 38%, give or take a little bit. So I've been there. I know what kind of things you're facing. When you're overweight. I know the struggles that you have to overcome in order to lose weight and to keep it off. And Brenda Sue's been there also. So we're not coming at it from at a viewpoint, we can't relate. We've seen, fitness influencers and such on Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and a lot of times, some of these people are, professional bodybuilders or professional models, and a lot of them, they've had a lot of things done to their bodies that, don't come naturally. They've taken performance enhancing drugs, they've had procedures done, they've done extreme diets, and all kinds of crazy stuff the average person, is never going to do, and we don't want you to try to do any of that stuff. For us, this is all about getting you down to a healthy weight, not about your appearances. You can still be overweight and a beautiful person. What you look like has nothing to do with your personality and who you are. You can be a beautiful person and be overweight. This is all about health. And that's the biggest thing we care about, is helping you to get to a healthy weight. And, like I said, we've got over 1,200 articles to help you with the knowledge and help you to get there. We can advise you, we can tell you what's good and what's not good. Before you begin any kind of diet program, we always strongly suggest you get with your physician and avoid all the fad diets. A lot of people get hung up on that. And one of the things you got to remember with a fad diet is you can lose weight, you lose it rapidly, and this is a problem that people have with the lack of knowledge. All of a sudden they decide they want to lose weight, so they go on this fad diet, they lose weight rapidly, and in the process of doing so, they also lose lean muscle mass. So you get down to a certain weight that you're trying to get to, and once you've achieved that weight, your body fat percentage is still high, too high. It's what we call skinny fat. You can be skinny and still have too much body fat, and it's just as harmful as it is if you're just more, even obese. So the problem you run into when you're skinny fat is if you've lost your weight rapidly through some kind of fad diet or something like that, your body fat percentage is still going to be too high because you've lost too much lean muscle mass. And then when you put the weight back on, which 95% of people that do these things do, when you put it back on, then your body fat percentage is going to be even higher than what it was before, which is going to slow down your metabolism. So, folks, we've got our YouTube channel up now, and we're glad you are joining us here. And we've got our new book out. It's in ebook format right now. We're soon to have it out on Kindle and Amazon. And this website has always been free. We're going to always keep it free. But one of the things is we do have overhead expenses that we pay out of pocket to keep this thing going. And you can sure help us out by buying a copy of our book.